Uh, Dear Earthmates, we are visiting Suchismita Ghoshal in India. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Dear Suchismita, I owe our meeting to our mutual friend Burkhard Herbote, and I thank him once again. You are a poet and an inspiring young person, a role model, I think, and many more people will be inspired by you, I trust. How did your love for poetry, literature begin?
First of all, thank you so much for the warm welcome, sir. I'm extremely grateful that I have got this opportunity to speak or to have a conversation on this platform today. And I feel very blessed and privileged for that. So, if I start from the beginning, poetry was not my core subject, or I was not I won't tell that I was not interested in reading poems or reading stories, because being a Bengali, we hold a special place for literature in our blood. So I used to read a lot of poems of Rabindranath Tagore and many more Bengal poets, Nazrul Islam, and they are the very renowned persons in our Bengal. So I used to read all the Bengali poems, and I used to feel that maybe someday I will write some poems like them. So it was 2016, as far as I can remember. My journey for writing started with my notebooks, where I used to write few quotes, few memoirs, whatever I felt. I used to note down on my diary. And before that, I was into reading only, because studies didn't really give me that chance to express myself more, because it was all boards, 10th and 12th. You have to clear that, and you had a lot of pressure in your life as a student. So I didn't get chance to actually express what I felt inside, because I used to think that sometimes parents told you like you're becoming very adult when you start to express things. So this point, I started doing things on my diary. It was only point or only medium where I could connect with myself. And then I found one platform called Meraki on social media. I mean, I was in search of a platform where we can share our thoughts or writing or whatever we felt inside, to outpour that. So, and this search came into an end when I found Meraki, and I found a lot of new creators and budding writers writing their thoughts, and it was completely separate from Facebook. It was a place where people used to experience their passion through other people's poetries, writings. So, and I started posting quotes, and I don't even know how eventually I started writing poems, because I used to think that poems are one of the most complicated things to do. But when I started that flow after stories, and maybe getting inspired by some of the writers there, uh, and then I just started my writing. And the first poem I wrote was I Am, and it was a poem about me, that whatever I felt. And when I look back at that time, I feel like it was a very uh, beautiful journey to explore. I mean, I started writing prose and then memoirs, then I shifted to short stories, and after that, I tried poems. So I feel like it was a blessing to me that came to me. And now that writing has become a life to me, a passion, a lifelong journey. It is also like it is growing with me. I am walking on the path of my journey on my life, and then it is also going along with me. And I feel really blessed that I found my real passion for writing and passion for poems. And now that I write poems, I always make gratitude to God and whatever the supreme belief that has, carved my path to poetry and other things. So it was amazing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And 2 years ago, I had a DNA test, uh, and I have a little bit of Bengali genes.
Nice.
Uh, uh, and Tagore is among my favorites as well.
Wow.
So
Nice.
you're in East India, are you?
Yes, it's the farthest east of India.
Yes. And uh, how is the theater life where you live? I mean, is is there a theater, a few theaters, or do you like theater?
Uh, so I have some interest in theater. I mean, I do not get time to go to there and experience a show, but whenever I do, I feel that it's the most mm, raw and authentic form of art because they are doing all before you and they are not continuously rehearsing like movies and there are cuts and things because they are doing all in a theater and entertaining you, maybe in a 50 minutes of theater show or something. And I experienced one when I was a little child. I mean, I was in fourth standard and I was chosen as a character of Ramayana, Lakshman, because my nose is quite long. I mean, no, people find it long, and they told me that you will be fit for Lakshman role. So I just played that character of Lakshman, and I felt amazing because I was very little, and I was given the main character of the theater show or the our title. It was the story based on Lakshmana only, Lakshmana and Surpanakha, and all the characters were involved, but it was based or it was on the point of focusing on Lakshman's views as Ramayana. So it was that time when I felt that yes, theater art is outstanding. And later, when I just have grown up, now I'm an adult, I feel it's very tough to I won't say tough. I mean, it's very sophisticated form of art because theater is not something that you can randomly do by like you are presenting yourself on the most authentic time because you are having no rehearsals on stage because all the rehearsals are already done and you are just presenting your art now. So I really have immense respect for theater artists. And yes, I do attend some cultural shows like musical shows. And lastly, in New Delhi Book Fair, as I am living in Delhi now, right now for my studies and other jobs, so I felt that the guest country was Saudi Arabia, and I it was an amazing evening where they portrayed Saudi Arabian music and cultural shows. Their artists came from there and they were presenting their dances, those what should I say, desert dance and folk dance and those music. I could not understand Arabic, but the music was super amazing, and the way they were portraying the background, like there was a visualization going on in the background which was portraying Arabic culture and those desert tents and I was feeling like I am in a desert. And those music were really tantalizing. It amused me a lot. So I felt that there was some friend, and I met them randomly at New Delhi Book Fair, and it was not planned, and we can say that it was a coincident or kind of thing, because he was telling me that in an anthology I have seen your writing and I know you. So, and I was like, really? Wow, nice. So, and then we just spoke on a few things, and then I planned that. I told him that we should attend some cultural shows or theater, maybe, because we have same interest. And then he told me that I get tickets for those, as I am doing a job in ministry. So I felt really nice. Do invite me over some, because I would love to get a glimpse of them and have a wonderful time over there, because I feel inclined towards any kind of art, may it be painting or something like that, because it's thought provoking. And as we are all bound by thoughts, all the artists are bound by their thoughts. They love to, dig deeper into that subject and find something new, explore a new meaning. So I really feel inclined towards any kind of art, and yes, theater is one of that one.
Wonderful. I agree with you that um, the theater is the most complete art form, and uh,
Hmm.
um, and opera is theater where music is the guide, let's say.
Yes, yes. Is it
I'm
a European form of music, opera music?
well, it started in Italy, as far as I know.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm a theater person. I also enjoy, I have written some opera libretti uh, for um, uh, some musicians, friends of mine, Selman Ada and Daniel Galay, to name them.
Oh, wow,
And
wonderful.
in early 1980s, I worked in Aramco, Saudi Arabia, for 4 years, and
Okay.
I thought the change would come apparently, inevitably, and now it's changing. Now there is a Miss Asia, beauty contest. That's something new, very, very important, I think. And women, girls in university will not wear black abaya. They will wear uh, uniforms, forms, something.
What is the attire called? I mean, I don't know, but it
Pardon?
it is very nice. I mean, I found it quite nice. I mean, they wear some. I'm talking about the Arabian attires, like the sheikhs wear,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's another thing. Yeah. But in terms of women's rights, Saudi Arabia is promising. And now a poet, Raid El-Jishi, he is a teacher, and he said that in Saudi Arabia, now in elementary school, girls and boys are together now. That's a
hmm.
good step. So, um, yeah,
it's it's a huge change. I mean, it's a drastic change that they are introducing co-ed education.
yes, that's right. So we wish well for, we wish good for all societies, um,
Yes,
for the
definitely.
whole world, for humanity. Um, so you also you have a circle. You are also, as a humanist, you're sending nice messages. Uh, uh, you are an active. Uh, I want to say liver, but liver means something else in English, unfortunately. For example, this is driver, right? Swim,
Drive, driver.
swimmer. Live,
Yes.
liver. That's
Live. There was this meme going on in India that one person, I forgot his name, he was becoming a very viral person because he said that I am living, so I'm a liver.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, that's one of the funny points in English. And it's, so
Okay.
you are a liver and you inspire people. When did that start?
Uh, not everything which is very amazing to show outside is always glittering inside, because we have our own experiences and own struggles, own challenges. So since childhood, I didn't have a very smooth childhood platform at my home, because my father used to be heavily ill, and I used to see him most of the days laying on bed, and it was my mother who was completely running the home and managing everything all together alone. And I was very inclined to know that um, how to cope up in all of these situations when your relatives and other friends are not so associated with you, or maybe pretending that they are not really feeling inclined towards you, or they have so many of works and they don't really care of their own blood. So it was a very sad point of time, because I matured very early at my home when I saw all of these struggles, and my mother taking over the responsibility of all of us, of having me uh, having me go to schools every day. It was a task for them also, because my father was ill. She was going to her workplace, and then she used to make me study, do homework and other things, and then he used to make me go to schools, having my exams, and then also visiting doctors with father. So it came into my mind that there should be a compassion or empathetic side of a human being who could feel sensible towards situations,
Mhm.
unlike my relatives who literally didn't care.
Oh,
And I have no shame to say that, because all they are now doing is pretending that I'm doing good. How are you? And you have grown up so big, and you have become so lovely, and all of these things. But all these are, no, no use, of no use.
yeah, it's
All these
called
are
lip service, I think, in English. That's only lip service.
exactly, it is the correct word. So,
And
and
I admire that you criticize them because people usually refrain. You are an honest person and you are in favor of justice, okay, being fair.
exactly,
So saying whatever you think after judging a lot, giving it a thought and
exactly.
expressing it, it is your right. And that shows that you are mature, especially.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what came into my sense that as I have seen them, we were not at their door every time. We were feeling a little bit of helpless, a little bit of we needed someone's supporting hands, and we went to them, but they didn't care. Literally, they didn't care. They were all about like go on your own and do yourself kind of attitude they showed to us. So it made me more sensible towards other people. If they are really in
Mm.
need, they really need help, then we should go forward. And I have always seen the people who are feeling really helpless and truly needy, I have a heart for them, and I go to them. Whatever kind of help I can do, even it is the this much amount, I will definitely do that. And this built my sense of sensibility and compassion in me, and also a little bit of, humanity is a very big word, and it's like you will come over a lot of definitions of it. So maybe a little portion of it I am doing by writing for people, or maybe sometimes if someone asks me for help, I will make him or her understand whatever the issue is, and I will try to do that. So this is how my journey of having sensibility began at home only. I mean,
Wow.
I got the lessons, and my mother told me that you must be a sensible person towards people. You should not do wrong to them, to others. Don't steal anyone's pencils, rubbers, and other things, because I have seen some of my friends doing that when they were little, and they used to take, it's a very small example, but I'm just giving you to, have a understanding that how they have got those feeling like we should just we are just loving something and we have to snatch it or possess over it, have the possession over it. If someday they are liking one's pencil, it looks fancy, and they will just take it without telling the other small kid. I have never done those because my mother made me learn that you should not do that. You have that in yourself, that you will achieve that with your own things, or you will someday get even, when you do that you will get even better. So these small things really matter to me. Even if I become a parent in in future, I will just uh, in I will just inject all these feelings and all these small learnings which my mother made me learn in very childhood, which are really not small now. I can understand that I should not possess, because I have seen people fighting over having a fancy bike. I mean, the guys over here who are young and very new to this generation of my age, having the fancy bike, having the fancy cars, and those two lakhs of money. So it's senseless. You become deserving and you achieve that. You should have that attitude. Do not possess, or do not have a sense of possession, on that thing, because it becomes you. It makes you weak
And
whenever
afraid.
you. Uh,
Makes you
huh, yes,
afraid.
exactly. So this is how my learning of humanity started, in a very small way, in a very simple way, from my home only.
Wonderful. And you, by the way, I have great respect for your parents, your family. Yes, naturally for you. How many brothers and sisters do you have? May I
I
ask?
am the single child of my home. I'm the
Oh,
completely single child. Yes.
it has its advantages. I grew up as an only child. My parents were
Oh,
divorced when I was
wow.
two, and
I
then I have a younger sister now. When I was 20, she was born.
Okay, okay.
We
So
have the
when
same father, different mothers.
yes.
So I
So
am aware of the advantages and a little bit of maybe disadvantages of, when people expect naturally you are number one, one and only. So you have to be up. You have to
yes,
be up
there are a
to the,
lot of expectations and pressures putting
and
on me, and being.
hmm, hmm.
Yes, and being an woman, I have felt more pressurizations, like you have to complete that in that age, you have to be settled with that age. We will be give you your perfect groom at that age. I have gone through a lot of discussions all over this, but my mother and father was very supportive to me. Uh, all credit goes to God that they are all fine now. My father is very doing very good now. And when that distressing time got over, and when I was just a 20 something, and my relatives came, and then they sometimes told that you should not me, to my mother, that you should find a perfect groom to her and all. And then she completely declined that. She said to them that no, it's the time to study and make herself choose her own career, own path, maybe explore her other sides. So they are giving me that flexibility, and I do really respect that, because we live in a society that is a little bit of uh, male dominating or
Yes.
maybe patriarchal. Although women are doing really outstanding, as I am seeing the picture of my country, still it is a kind of male dominating, that your groom will do that, your husband will decide that, and all of those things. I'm not telling that it's bad, but it's of course sometimes it's good that you have a guiding partner with yourself, but don't try to make it, overdo, like you are giving everything to that one person, that they will decide your future, your everything. You should not do that. He should be someone who is very compassionate and will be a more of a guiding partner, that
Team,
I should,
a teammate.
a
Uh,
teammate.
I don't like the,
Companionship should be
yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't like the, honestly, I don't like in general, no matter whether it is polygamy or monogamy or whatever,
Yes,
the institution of marriage, I find too limiting, uh, and trying to be a couple or whatever. These are all tiring things. I think people simply should enjoy each other's presence and try to behave well and enjoy life and be
exactly,
fruitful.
exactly.
Um,
That is true.
yes, and
And
um,
that is very healthy. Otherwise, any relationship that is kind of one person is dominating will be toxic later, and will have its negative impacts, because one will feel bound to that relationship, whatever relationship it is, and the other will feel like I should more dominate, and that person will have that insecurity in their heart, that this person will go away if I stop dominating, if I stop questioning, and all of these things. They should not do that. If anyone has their own life, they should take care of themselves, they should take responsibility of themselves, but one can be a guiding company. One can, for example, if I'm getting married and I'm getting confused to take a decision, and maybe the decision I am going to take will depend some important aspects of my life, I will definitely go to my partner and will ask, what should I do, can you please guide me? And then he should be a guiding one, not the one who will tell, how could this decision, you were in that position that you were taking this decision on your mind, you cannot be like that. And those, they should not, this is kind of dominating. But if he guides and tells me in a soft way that it can be better for you, or even if you can choose to avoid that, it will make you even more opportunities coming along, because I see no growth in that, or I see no profit in that, because it is eventually make you fall. So this is kind of conversation I am really looking forward in this generation, where people are full of insecurities and full of their vulnerabilities. I'm not telling vulnerabilities are bad. Showing your vulnerability is one of the most strongest point, because you are showing your weakness, real feelings, real emotions to one
that,
person, and it's,
that means you are strong, actually. Only a
yes,
strong person
exactly,
can afford to show
exactly.
weakness. But
We
not many
just,
people can understand, can appreciate that. They
yes, that's very true. Because when I cry, some people, I cry when I feel really sad, right? And then people will tell, why are you crying? Crying is a sign of weakness. So these things
Oh,
are really, I don't really like those. And I just tell them upfront that I'm feeling like crying. I'm feeling very heavy on my heart. So I'm crying so that I can feel light. And I know more than the guiding ones, or more than what should I say, like partners, we need nurturers,
yeah.
where, yes, where we
Brilliant.
can grow and evolve together. So these things
Evolve.
I really,
That's the co-evolving,
yes,
co-evolving. Actually, this
yes,
is what we
yes,
are
sir.
doing in our Earthmates group, in our Earthmates cafe. When we meet, we don't discuss. We express what we want to express, and then
Wow.
we take what we want to take. So it's a soft. That's why I call it a cafe. It's people are full of responsibilities, duties already. So when you can join our Earthmates Cafe meetings, you will see that if you are tired, you will feel better and more energetic. And by the way, you are very young, so may I ask how old you are? I thought you were 18 or, but then you said you said when I was at the age of 20. So when I was, you mean you're in your 20s?
People told me that. I mean, even my friends who even look more mature to me and like more older to me, they tell me like, which class are you in? Like you are in 12th? I told them that I have passed my masters, and they're like, really? I can't believe that. So
Wonderful.
it's yeah,
Hmm.
I'm 25 now.
25.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, perfect. And uh, we have just about 4 minutes left. Um,
Okay.
um, Unfortunately, when you emphasize the importance of faith for you, uh, and I have no idea about your um, uh, you
Spiritual beliefs,
your metaphysical approach.
approach.
What do you mean by faith? And
Faith for me is the key to communicate with the universe. I mean, you have to keep faith on something. Otherwise, it will all be, going this way, that way, and you will reach nowhere. You have to keep faith on
Mhm.
something, whichever thing it is, whichever metaphysical approach you are believing, or whichever spiritual beliefs you are undertaking for your journey. But you have to keep faith on that. You have to have the respect for that. Otherwise, you are going nowhere as a human being, because we all are a part of that supreme, whatever it is, supreme part of a universe, we can say that. Because whatever is all above, so below, we say that, because we are tiny particles that is representing that bigger uh, you know um, uh,
Yes,
uh, uh, bigger belief or bigger figure.
I see.
So
Mhm.
yes, you have to keep faith on one thing, because we are the microcosmic beings of that macro cosm. I believe in that only. And whenever I'm keeping faith on one thing or one god or one metaphysical figure, so I just have my entire being surrendered to that point. Because sometimes showing yourself bigger is not important. It's always important to being humble and being a person who can surrender their entire being to something. They are having their faith. When I'm writing, I am surrendering myself to the diary and expressing myself, or whatever I have, whatever it may be, my mistakes, it may be my good things. I am just a human being with all those emotions, right? With all the things, I do mistakes, I do right things. So we have to be that surrendering being to that faith, or to that metaphysical figure, that we are doing whatever we are doing, we are giving that to it,
Yeah,
so that we can grow along, we can get the answers. We
I
have to
understand.
be
Thank you.
seekers.
Thank you. I consider myself a drop of water in an ocean, and then,
Yes,
but in an ocean. That's not
yes.
in a lake, in an ocean.
But
And
the whatever the ocean holds, you can get that drop into you in one drop only. I
yes,
mean, all the particles, all
yes,
the components.
yes. Thank
Yes.
you so much, dear.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you so much. It was
you,
lovely
you,
meeting you.
uh,
And
Smita Ghoshal. Thank you so much. We're together. That's how I enjoy finishing. Uh,
thank you so
we're
much.
together.
And I want to be that lucky one to join your meeting whenever I get time, because now I'm feeling more interested in the discussions, because it's
Thank you.
enlightens me, also reduces some burdens whichever I am carrying, because I don't get to discuss more. And in this wonderful way, in this insightful way, more in my surroundings right now, because all
Thank you
for
so
this.
much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
We
Namaste.
are together. We are Earthmates. Thank
Yes.